Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to paint some flower pots using shade brushes. I have these brushes in sizes 6, 8 and 10. They are from the King Art brand. And I want to show you how painting a flower pot in different shapes can be very easy using just a shader brush. So before I start painting, I'm going to roughly sketch the 4 flower pots so that you have a good idea about the shape of the flower pot that I'm going to be painting. This is a very simple one. Let me first introduce you to the materials that I'm using. This is a cold pressed watercolor paper from the King Art brand. This is a set of 48 half pans, also from King Art. And I have already introduced you to the 3 shader brushes that I'll be using to paint the flower pots. For the flowers, I'll be using some round brushes and I'll show them to you when I start painting. So for my very first flower pot, I'm going to use a size 8 shader brush. I'm going to start by wetting my brush. And let's pick up this color. I'm going to add a little darker shade of brown. And I think my brush has a lot of water. I'm going to let the towel soak up some of the extra color and water. Sketching the pot makes it a little easier so that you know where you're placing your brush. We can pick up some more dark brown and add it just here and there. We're going to let this dry and we'll go to the next flower pot. Now for the second flower pot, I'm going to use a size 6 shader brush. So once again, I'm going to wet it. Now using your sketch as a guide, you can add some more water. It's too much water, you can always use the paper towel. Use the corners for the margin. Let's get to the third flower pot. And here I'm going to use a size 6 shader brush for the top rim. And then for the body of the pot, I'm going to use a size 10. Using my size 6, I'm going to paint the top rim The body is a little rounded, so we're going to again make this C kind of curve with the brush. Same on the other side. And then fill in the center. Now for the last part, I'm picking up a gray color and I'm using a size 10. This gray has a little bit of brown mixed in it, so it's appearing a little brownish, but that's okay. Now I'm going to make the first spot look a little more interesting by adding a darker brown and using my size 6 shader brush. I'm going to add some stripes. It's okay if your lines are not very straight, that's fine. Texture, you can also add interesting textures or designs to your pots using the same shader brush. For example, I'm going to use the size 6 to add some texture to this pot. So I'm going to pick up the same color. Make sure that you don't have too much water. And I'm going to make a similar design on this one. Before I begin painting the flowers, I'm going to change the water and bring some fresh, clean water. When I look at this pot, I imagine some red roses. So I'm going to use this round brush, size 4, to paint the roses on this pot. Okay, we need to have some buds. And we're going to add some leaves here, but besides the leaves, I think we need to add some filler flowers here. So I'm going to pick some bright yellow and paint these tiny flowers. At this point, I'm going to change my brush and use a finer brush, which is a size 1 round brush. And I'm going to pick up a slightly different shade of green just to bring some variation. I think this is pretty much done. Now for the second pot, I have a feeling that a sunflower would really look nice because the yellow would go well with this color. What do you think? Let's pick up a yellow. For the purple pot, I'm thinking of orangey red flowers and some yellow ones, yellow filler flowers here and there. So I'm going to pick up some orange and red. These are just loose flowers. We'll have to work a little faster here because I don't want that paint to dry. Let's pick up some yellow. Wet your brush and blend these colors in between the flowers so that you don't see any white space. Now for this last pot, I'm back with some fresh clean water because I'm going to be painting some pink flowers. And I'm again using size 1 because these pots are small. That's why I'm using a smaller brush here. I'm going to pick up this green. It's like an olive green, but on this palette it says it's kiwi. You can vary the value of the color. I'll try something fun here. I'll add some outlines to some of the flowers. Before we finish, I'm going to add one more piece of detail to the pots. I'm going to pick up my size 6 shader brush, wet it, and I'm going to run it just under the pots. It just gives the feeling that the pots are sitting somewhere and they're not hanging in mid-air. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. You can also follow me on Instagram at simply.seema. For those of you who are new to watercolors, I have a Watercolor for Beginners series where I talk and explain in greater detail the methods and techniques that you can use and practice on your own. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I'll see you next time.